Alright, hey guys, Legacy Cube's up, so I'm happy to be playing that. A little sad that Modern Masters is gone. I did really well in that format, but yeah, I guess we'll jump into Cube season. Not the worst. Okay, so I've drafted a lot of Legacy Cube, and I kind of want to try to change up my thinking on it a little bit. I tend to draft very similar decks. I know a lot of the archetypes pretty well, so I was gonna try to like kind of go a little bit not crazy, but try to draft like some more interesting decks kind of intentionally. So we'll see if that if we can actually make that work here. Normally, out of this pack, I would probably take something like Dissolve versus Riftwing Cloud Skater, maybe like a Student of Warfare to go into mono white aggro. Woodfall Primus is good in like mono green ramp, stuff like that. But Grizzlebrand seems like a pretty cool card that we could try to reanimate. So I think I'm going to go with that. I could definitely like go for mono red with Swift Spear, stuff like that. But those are archetypes I know how to draft, so I'm going to try to draft something I am less familiar with. I've also drafted Reanimator, but that's more in the Vintage Cube. We could also try Sneak Attack. We could do some cool things. Okay, Rakdos Return is just a great card. It's better with Mana Ramp, but this cube doesn't have much of that outside of green. Doesn't have signets or anything. Pilgrim's great. Zealous Conscripts is very good in either mono red or just like any sort of mid-rangey red deck. Lands are always good to take, especially if we're trying to draft a crazy deck. But yeah, I really like Rakdos' Return. I think it's very good in cube in general. So I'm probably just going to take that. We'll see where this goes. All right, we've got a Planeswalker. Planeswalkers are generally very good in Legacy Cube. Incinerate could be like a decent red control-y card, or if we go aggro. Garruk could be good if we go into Jund. I guess it's like similar going Mardu or going green in terms of the color commitment. I really do like drafting green decks. But I guess Nahiri goes better with like the Reanimator theme we might be trying to do, so I could take her. Really good for mono red aggro, really good for mono white aggro. Those two decks are very powerful and easy to draft and easy to win with. But we're not doing that this time. Fact or Fiction also would be decent in something like Reanimator, but I think it's less proactive than I want to be, so I'm going to take Nahiri here. Alright, what card do I like out of this pack? Coalition Relic for sure. This is going to be great in sort of our nonsense deck that we're trying to build. Ulamog would be a decent reanimating target, but we haven't seen that much reanimation. Needle Spires would obviously be good to, fix for Mardu type stuff. Searing Spear is a decent removal spell. That can also go to the face. Sun Titan is decent. But yeah, we're just going to take Coalition Relic. That's a great card. And what do we see? Computer's taking a little while to load. Alright, there we go. Okay, nothing really stands out to me here. Kythian, great in mono white aggro, but we're not drafting that. So is Porcelain Legionnaire. Porcelain Legionnaire is decent. But I think I'm going to take the Electrolyze, just kind of the sweetest card in the pack. See where we can go with that. Yeah, I'm just going to take that, I think. Wait till this person picks. Slaughter Pact could also be decent. Sower is obviously good in like the good stuff blue decks. But yeah, Electrolyze is sweet. Alright, Supreme Verdict seems like a good direction to go here. We're going to need some more fixing, but nothing else in this pack really stands out. And yeah, I will be happy to take this kind of catch-all answer that can also answer multiple things at the same time. Wraths tend to be pretty good in control decks in a format like this, which is very relatively creature-based compared to like the Vintage Cube. Alright, Monastery Mentor is good. I like Kodama's Reach, but we're not quite green yet, although we certainly could be. Tassiger's fine, but not great. Maybe we just try to go like full 5-color. That would be interesting. We could go with Kodama's Reach, sort of like a Coalition Relic almost. Yeah, why not? Let's try that. And Banishing Light's a decent answer to Planeswalkers, so we could take that. Living Death is sort of like a Wrath / Reanimator spell. We could actually take that. We're not doing that much with the Grizzlebrand anymore. Even though it was our first pick, that shouldn't really matter too much, so I might just go with the Vanishing Light. Screw it. Living Death is a more interesting card, isn't it? Yeah, let's just take Living Death. Really hoping to get some lands later on in the pack. Doesn't look like we're getting any so far. I'll take an Ob Nixilis, kind of going down the Planeswalker value base black path that we're on. Bloodbraid Elf might do decent things, so I could see taking that also, but yeah, I'm just gonna take Ob here. I could actually also take Bloodbraid. No, I'm gonna take Ob Nixilis. Sorin, sure, another walker. We're not totally figured out on our colors yet. We could just not be green and maybe just splashing blue or something. That's probably the most likely thing. All right, well, we see a Garruk, so we are really not worrying about the colors right now, but I guess that's fine. I've got the play points to burn a draft, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this, even if it turns into a train wreck. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I'll just take a Sylvan Advocate. We have enough 4-drops. Oh man. Sure, Wall of Blossoms can defend our Planeswalkers and draw us into lands to cast them. So we'll take that. We're looking more and more green-black-ish. I don't even know. Maybe we were just trying to be 5-color. Tassiger's fine, but we can't get many cards into our graveyard, so he's not great. This is a crazy way to start off. It seems pretty irresponsible. I could have just been drafting like mono white, and that would have probably given me a great deck. But I'm bored. Hopefully you guys will appreciate me messing around while I'm bored. We really want lands for this kind of deck. So yeah, I'm going to have to take those pretty highly, or at least things that fix mana. But for now, there's not much great stuff in this pack. We could just be splashing blue in this deck, if playing it at all. In which case, maybe I want to take like a Courser of Kruphix to kind of, that's like a pretty decent card for a deck like this. Yeah, I really like the card. It's one of my favorite cards, so I guess I'll just take it. Impulse, fine. So Arbolift Canal, that's technically fixing. Yeah, but I really like Courser of Kruphix. My idea has just kind of been like take the card you like best in the pack and just see where it takes you. It is Cube, after all, that usually ends up in a pretty good direction. So I'm going to take Courser here. It's strange. We were considering being like 4-color, not green, and now it looks like we're probably going to be base green. Maybe great base green black, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. This cube very much seems like there's not many synergistic decks, and it's just like good cards. Like all the cards are fine, which is why doing a strategy like this tends to work. Alright, Colonnade is a good land. Mana Confluence is good, but I think it's too painful for us. It could come around. We could take it. But I'm going to take a dual land, I think, over that right now. I'll just take a Colonnade. It's my favorite card in the pack. It's what caught my eye initially, so yeah, we're just going to take that. Oh, man. This could be a total train wreck. Hope to get back a land from this pack, or like an Oath of Nissa would be very good too. Actually, Oath might be like super solid in this deck. I probably have to take that, don't I? We've got a bunch of Planeswalkers that are like in weird colors. Yeah, I think I should just take that. Okay, what do we see? Oh man. Thermaw's great, but it's double colored. Kiora is a card I really like, even though it's not the best, objectively speaking. It's still fine in like a Planeswalker control deck, although we do have a lot of 4s. Mirari's Wake does decent things, but not really in this type of deck. Ultimate Price is fine removal. Thirst for Knowledge, fine like card draw / filtering. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna take Kiora here. Alright, we got a little bit of fixing, that's good. Scrubland seems like the pick here over these fetches. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. we seem to be like base green planeswalkers, if that's a thing. It's probably not. Crux of Fate's like a wrath, technically speaking. Alright, I really like Acidic Slime, but we maybe want to take something like Blood Crypt. Probably not playing this Grizzlebrand. Doomblade's also a good removal spell. Acidic Slime does good things. But we're just going to take a land. We just need lands. Alright. Olivia does decent things, but I'm probably just going to take another land here. It's a good default. Alright, we've got Vindicate, Skinrender, or just a land. I'm just going to take the land. And Avacyn's great, so we'll take that. Well, we could also take something more efficient, like a Murderous Cut or a Terminate. I should probably do that. Murderous Cut is less mana intensive in terms of the colors. So I think I should probably... No, you know what? I think Terminate's probably better, actually. It's always 2 mana, whereas this deck isn't great on the Delve end of things. So we'll take that. This deck probably can play Sylvan Advocate. Alright, Inquisition's like the only card in this pack that does things besides like Phyrexian Ranger, so we'll take Inquisition. God, this deck's awful. Take the land. P and Kieran are good, but they're double color. This is maybe playable. This is maybe playable, but take the land. Probably... we could still play this. Alright, Ultimate Price seems like a good pickup here. Decks like this want cheap removal. I haven't been able to not 2-1 in this format. I've just played 3 drafts so far and gone 2-1 every time. We'll see if this can hold that up. The other decks I felt like were maybe 3-0 decks that I went 2-1 with. This is probably an 0-3 deck that I'm probably gonna 2-1 with. So, you know how it is. Nice land. And a card that we could play. Cool. And another card that we could play. Sweet. Probably won't play either of those, but we could. Better to just stick to Planeswalkers, I think. Arid Mesa is a land. We'll take that. Oh, no, actually, we should probably take Damnation, now that I think about it. Just have all the Wraths. I think Living Death is going to be bad. Crux of Fate we could not play. Actually, maybe we want to take Arid Mesa. It gets Scrubland, it gets Savannah. Yeah, we should probably just take that because we have something like a Crux of Fate, which is at least approximate to a Damnation. Maybe it comes around, maybe it doesn't. Anger of the Gods, maybe we could take to board in. Multicolor nonsense Planeswalkers. I guess that's what we're drafting. Sort of base green, sort of base black. Just splashing Supreme Verdict. Maybe not playing Supreme Verdict. Are we taking that Arid Mesa, or what's happening? Is it going into our pile? Please, Magic Online. Let me know whenever it's convenient. There we go. Alright. Normal Hierarch casts our cards. Nissa is a Planeswalker. Atarka is a really big threat. Chromatic Lantern fixes our mana. Chromatic Lantern's like probably the pick, to be honest. Kolaghan's Command does good things. Actually, I think Chromatic Lantern probably will come back if people are smart enough to not take it, which they shouldn't be. they shouldn't take it, I mean. Dragon Lord Atarka is going to do some good work for us, so I'm going to take that. Alright, Wormcoil Engine, easy. We could take something like an Underground Sea, but I don't really want to. Wormcoil is 6 mana and does good things. And it's colorless, which is the most important thing for us. So we'll take that. Other cards I would like, Gilded Lotus is good. Isolated Chapel fixes mana. Phantasmal Image copies things. Pack Rat makes more Pack Rats. You know, cards do things. We'll take Wormcoil. Alright, Batterskull's another good colorless threat. We'll take that, I think. We could also take Creeping Tar Pit, but it looks like blue's not going to be necessary to play. Looks like we're going to end up in Jund/Abzan. Fun. We could just still play blue. We don't have any blue fixing, though. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Alright, goodbye, blue. And we still ended up in a boring deck, what do you know? Yeah, no, this is like clearly the right pick, so I'm just going to take it. I would like more Planeswalkers, because we kind of wanted Planeswalkers. There's a Planeswalker, we'll take that Planeswalker. Swords is good. This fixing is good. Resto is good, but Planeswalker is better, I think. It's going to be better for us. So yeah, we'll reserve that. Probably don't want to play Sylvan Advocate. But then again, we're going to have to place some of these cards on the board, I think, to have enough playables. Wretched Confluence is very good. We'll probably play that. Actually, Path to Exile is better. Yeah. We'll take the Path. Nico Bolas, huh? I guess we are playing blue. Yeah, I guess we are playing blue. Alright, sounds good to me. Garruk, huh? Thoughtseize, Grave Titan, all these are great. I probably shouldn't take Thoughtseize. I should probably take something like Grave Titan. Yeah, why not? We'll slam Grave Titan. Damnation came back, because of course it did. Alright. We'll make some interesting stuff out of this. Colgan's Command, that's going to be good. This is 32 minus 7, so we've definitely got some cuts to make here. Sweet Underground Sea, very good fixing. So we're basically green-black with a little bit more red, but basically splashing all three other colors. That's what we're doing. Got 2 cuts to make. Kiora's probably... You can probably just cut Electrolyze and Kiora and just play 1 island. Day of Judgment, huh? Alright. We've got Infinite Wraths. We could play that, but it looks like we're trying to stick to single white. Man always ends up being so boring. Sure, Far and Away does things. Removes creatures sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I knew that. 31 minus 8 is 23. So this is what we're playing so far. This deck is kind of interesting.
Wretched Confluence. We should probably play that, which means we should probably cut Crux of Fate. It's just not good enough. We probably want one island. I don't even know if we want one plains. We've got 2, 3 white cards. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sources already. Yeah, we don't need any plains. One island, though, to search up with Kodama's Reach, I think is correct. And then how many red sources do we have? Just 2. So we want at least like 5, maybe just 4 red sources would be enough. We definitely want a lot of black. So here, I'm just going to do this math on kind of paper here. You guys can't see, but so white sources, we have 5, which should be enough. Blue sources, we have, I'm not counting like stuff like Coalition Relic and Kodama's Reach here, by the way. Blue sources, we have 1, and we're going to add 1. And then black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we probably want to add at least 1 there. Green, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we probably want to add at least 3 there. And then red, I guess is the last one. I did them out of order. We have 1, 2, just 2 sources. So we want to add at least 2, I would say. So we have 8 lands, and we have, so that means we have 9 lands to add, and the total I wanted to add was 3 for green, 2 for red, and 1 each for blue and black, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we have 2 more to add. I want to add those, I think, to probably just green and black, if I'm being honest, because red we can search up since we have enough basics. So I'm just going to add 1 each and give us 8 each of black and green. So then we're going to add 4 forests, 2 swamps, 1 island, and 2 mountains. 4 forests, 2 swamps, 2 mountains, and 1 island, and no plains. That should be 17. Alright, that's our deck. Decently interesting, but not that interesting, to be honest. I hope you guys appreciated at least my sort of boredom with the cube. Maybe it was interesting commentary, maybe it was just equally boring as I experienced it, but either way, I don't know why I'm not super excited for the cube. Maybe it's just that I've been doing really well with Modern Masters and didn't really want that format to go because I was continuing to learn stuff with that, and I've drafted the Legacy cube a lot. But either way, yeah, I will see you guys in round 1.